Yo, what's up guys, this is Kevin here, and today I'm going to be doing a tutorial in Photoshop on how to use the pen tool to make patterns, designs, or shapes. So let's get started. This can be used for pretty much anything, whether it be like a YouTube background, a YouTube avatar, a thumbnail, desktop background, etc, etc, etc. So I'm just going to use a desktop background image to do it. So I'm just going to make a new canvas with the size is 1280 by 720, resolution 72, and the background color white. And you gotta get this, just double click on your background to unlock it. I'm gonna get a simple blue. I like 190, 75, 75, because that looks pretty good. Alt backspace to fill that layer. Make a new layer, and do the same thing with a black, just a complete black. Alt backspace, 6, except change the blend mode to overlay. Oops. What am I doing? Get rid of levels, I don't need levels. Not yet, okay. Set that blend mode to overlay and set the opacity of 50. Merge that down, now we have a nice backdrop. But that's not the point of the tutorial. Our tutorial is going to be about the pen tool. I just want a nice background. So the first thing you want to do is get your rulers. If you don't have them in your screens like this, hit Control R. You'll get your rulers in, and click and drag one in. And you'll notice that if you go around the center, it'll snap right to it right here. So that's our center, and just leave that there. Now we're gonna click on the pen tool, or just P, that's the hotkey, and make a new layer. And now something that's really good when you're making patterns or designs is designs that interlock with each other. So I'm going to show you guys that. So holding shift while you do this will make completely straight lines, so it's not like bent or anything. So click right here and click right in the middle, then hold shift and click somewhere out here, and then click somewhere out here, and then about halfway through click back and make it a little indent like that. And sometimes it won't go all the way, but then just keep clicking, and then you'll notice when you start to shift click here, it'll get like a little circle. Just click on that and it will finish the path. Now you're going to right click with the pen tool and click fill path, and before we do that we want to change our foreground color, which is this one, to a white. So just select a white. Now right click, fill path, foreground color, click OK. We still have the path and we don't want that, we only want the shape, so click delete path, right click with the pen tool to get that, and you have our shape. So now we can move this around all we want, but we want to leave it around the center. I'm going to drag it down to the bottom. And now you'll notice that this little like indent, that's what we're going to use to interlock. So this is our layer. I'm just going to rename this shape 1. And now if we hit Control J to duplicate that layer, we get 2 of them. And now we can make it interlock. So now we're going to go to Edit, Transform, Rotate 180 degrees. And notice now we can make them interlock. And I'm gonna group these just by selecting them, hit Control G, and I'll make a group out of them. We can move them around as one. I'm gonna move it over here, then I'm gonna duplicate the group, and I'm gonna move it so it's like this. Okay, now I'm gonna Control Shift click those, group those. And now we just repeat this. So we Control J that group, and we just repeat this pattern. Kind of like this. You can get really creative with this. There's no one set way to do this. And actually, I don't like this. I'm going to go back a few steps. Alright, this is where I was. You can do Edit, Transform, Flip Horizontal. And I'm just going to center these two. If you want to center it, hit Control A, hit your layer, and then click this button, and then this button, then do Control D, and it'll be selected. And let's see where I can put this. Alright, now it'll be in the middle, and then I'm going to transform that 180 degrees so it's flipped. That looks pretty cool. I'm going to group those again, and move that to the top right corner. Now I'm going to duplicate this a bunch of times to make kind of like a pattern in the background, if you get what I'm doing. And I'm going to group all of these groups. We're getting a lot of groups. Control J and move that to where it feels right. I think right here's pretty good, and I'm going to do that a couple more times. Actually, I want to move that a little farther down. That's pretty good. I'm going to do that one more time. Okay, and I need to do it once more at the top. Alright, now you have this pretty sick pattern. I'm just going to group all of these together. If you don't know how I'm selecting all of them, you just click on the first one, hold shift, click on the last one, and all of them are selected, control G to group them. And you can play with the layer style. It's default on pass-through. You can change the opacity so it's not so distinct, because with 100 it's kind of bright. And you can also set to like 50. Yeah, I'll set it on 50, and overlay looks pretty good. And then you can like start playing around with some like filter. Oh wait, no, you can't do that with groups, never mind. Disregard what I was saying. You can play around with some layer options such as like gradient overlay or a drop shadow. I'll just add a quick drop shadow, change blend mode to overlay 100%. You can do this if you want. It'll add like a drop shadow to the pattern itself. I'm just going to do this really quick, and that's not the point of this tutorial. Is just to do a simple pen tool tutorial, and from one single shape, if you remember, we made this really sick design. Actually, this is too distinct. I think I'll set it to 25. So now you have an incredible backdrop for your background or whatever you're making. And so, yeah, that was just a pretty simple tutorial on using the pen tool. You can really get creative with it. This was just like a simple design. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Hope it helped you out, and you'll make some cooler stuff now. That's an insult, just like hopefully it'll improve your graphic design skills. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Pentool out.